I have a kind of love affair with stone lithography. It just seems mad that you can get a print from a piece of stone. I like the physicality of moving large lumps of stone around a workshop and the rhythmic, almost hypnotic action of stone grinding. I like the fact that the marks you make on the stone print exactly as you made them. It's magical how the lithographic stone is responsive to any greasy drawing material, and if you get it right, the result can be wonderful. Having only just discovered ways of transferring text onto stone, I decided to stretch myself and set about attempting to print an illustrated children's book. Printing a book would be challenging. There needed to be consistency in the print quality across the whole book. Each stone has its own character and needs to be processed accordingly. Also, I was using 3 different drawing materials: ink, text and litho crayon, each requiring different processing. And then I had to get the 16 pages all to correctly register. It was a wildly ambitious project, from the grinding of 5 large stones, 4 for the 8 spreads that formed the story and 1 for the cover alone, to the cutting, scoring and the stab binding of the addition of 30. Stone grinding involves using diminishing grades of carborundum grit from coarse to fine, water and a lot of elbow grease. The process of stone grinding removes any remains of grease from previous images and gives the stone a fine, smooth surface ready for your new drawing. I like stone grinding. It's a perfect time to think or simply daydream. Each stone might take as much as 3 hours of work. One method of transferring text onto stone is to use a printout from a laser printer. The printed text is placed face down on the stone, the back of the paper is dampened with cellulose thinners and put through the press. The toners held in the ink are dissolved by the cellulose thinners and become attached to the stone by the pressure of the press. I lightly traced my illustrations onto the stone using handmade transfer paper made from iron oxide or dragon's blood powder rubbed onto newsprint. This is placed face down onto the stone with the drawing to be transferred on top. With a little pressure, the lines are drawn over, leaving faint guidelines for me to follow. I made a greasy ink mixture by dissolving soap in distilled water, to which I added some Indian ink to give it flow and colour to the liquid. I used a quill pen and ink to do the cat drawings, and a litho crayon for the fur. Once all the drawings are completed, I process the stones using a solution of gum arabic and a little nitric acid. Different strengths of solution are used dependent on the nature of the greasy medium and the type of marks. Grease from the drawing material is absorbed into the stone during the etching, leaving a residue on the surface. After etching, the drawing material is washed off the stone. It always seems counterintuitive to me to wash away all my hard work with turpentine, but this is when the alchemy of stone lithography can be seen in action. Lithography works on the principle that water and grease are mutually repellent. When rolled up, the oil-based printing ink adheres only to the greasy image areas on the stone and is repelled by the dampened non-image areas. To print the stone is dampened, rolled up with ink, dried, then a piece of paper is placed on the stone and it is put through the press. Printing the edition of School for Cats took 5 long days in the studio. 1 day for each of the spreads of pages, and then a final day for the cover. Printing like this is hard work. I was lucky to have the experience of Serena Smith to guide and help me. Working as a team, we dampened, inked, dried, placed paper, and rolled the press repeatedly. The sheets of paper were big enough to take 2 double-page spreads and leave a good margin. All the sheets, except the cover, needed to line up with the reverse pages. We marked up the sheets with the pencil line, which aligned with a mark on a jig on the press bed to get everything in exactly the right position. I am oddly proud of printing this book. It was a long and at times stressful relationship with the stones, the process and the story. The book is not faultless. It is very definitely handmade, but I printed it.